Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shaneria if you are new here, and this is Talking Crime. Today we have another reaction video, and if you like that type of content, hit the subscribe button and join the family. If you're returning, y'all already know how we like to do it. Let's get started on today's reaction video.
Story time on how in high school I used to think that I used to just like older men, but I realized that I was being preyed on and groomed. So before I start the story, I kind of wanted to talk about the person, the main character that we're talking about, and the reason why I'm talking about this person. So this person used to be an alumni. Well, technically we both alumni at this high school, but during the time that I was in high school, he was still an alumni. He graduated in 2012. That's the latest. I think it was before then. I think I'm almost guaranteed it was before 2012, but 2012 was kind of like that cap, I remember, if that makes sense. So because I graduated in 2019 and he graduated in 2012 or before, you can kind of already sense the age gap and where I'm going with this. But when I was in high school and it started in 10th grade, I was 15 during the time. He was still an alumni. So technically he's in his late 20s, I want to say. Now he's 30 something, but he was definitely in his late 20s because I remember him graduating from college. So he's also a coach at one of the track teams that we run against. Disclaimer: none of my coaches, none of the people who coach me had anything to do with any of this. I don't want no type of nothing. They didn't have nothing to do. Even if they knew, they probably would have fucked him up or got him in trouble. That's how much they fucked with me. My coach was almost like a father figure to me. Everything that I needed, that shit gonna make me emotional a little bit, but everything that I needed, he followed through. He was just he did too much as a coach, and it was in the most appropriate way, and I thank him, and I even still to this day. But now that I got that out the way, let's get to how he started talking to me. So I want to say one of the track meets was kind of our initial attraction, and I don't even want to say words like that because at the time I'm 15, he's in his late 20s, so I don't even know the word to put it. But this is where we first start seeing okay, we gonna talk to each other. So it started on Instagram. I believe he DM'd me on Instagram. I'm not sure what he was saying. So when he was DMing me, it started off flirtatious. I already knew what the fuck it was and what it wasn't. So it wasn't really much that he had to break down or kind of play mind games with me to get. So on top of that, I had, I was young. I'm still young. I got a nice little shape. So I'm kind of attracted to certain type of men, even though that don't make that it okay for them to prey on younger females or find that attractive, even if we just being our natural self. Because I wasn't just throwing myself on him. I couldn't. It just wouldn't work like that. I'm a kid, he's an adult. There's no way I could really throw myself on him. Oh, I forgot to mention, he was in this group and they used to throw parties on the east side, these banging ass parties. They was from it was a college group. I think they started in college, but they was coming to Detroit and they was throwing. But mind you, I am 15 at the time. I was a very mature 15-year-old. I didn't do what the average 15-year-old. I was trying to go to the clubs, going to parties, just doing shit I ain't had no business doing. And half of the times I was sneaking out. And this was where I take a lot of accountability because I was very outgoing, but at the same time I never lied. I was never a liar. So if somebody asks me something, I'm gonna tell them. If you ask me my age, I'm gonna tell you I'm 15. And you know my age because you know I'm in the 10th grade because you're a coach. And when we at these track meets, you see my name and it say 10th next to it, or it say my graduation year. So you know what the fuck going on. So it's kind of I'm taking accountability, but I'm also throwing it on him. You supposed to take accountability too, because I keep mixing words up. I'm trying to make it perfect, but in reality, this shit don't need to be perfect. It's just through and through. It is what it is. So before I start to,
I feel at least she taking accountability that she was sneaking out, being fast, going to these parties, etc. But it does make it wrong. All of it. Where was her parents at this point? Because what? 15 in a mid 20-year-old and he the coach at the school is even more wilder. Like, this is why I say parents need to be really paying attention, especially to their teenage daughters, sons too, but their teenage daughters too. I'm glad that she taking accountability. That man should have been in a lot of trouble if people had knew what was going on. Because what, sir, you know she 15. You're a fucking coach at her school. Why can't you walk away? Like, crazy.
Story time on how I always thought I was just attracted to older men, but I'm just now realizing that I was being groomed and I fucked around and got pregnant by this person, and he was a coach. So I left off part one about how he was in a group that threw parties on the east side, and I was a very outgoing, mature 15, 16-year-old that I blended in when I went to these parties. Even though I didn't like smoke or nothing like that, I did drink here and there, but like I wasn't like no drinker for real. Like I probably take 1 or 2 shots, then that's it. I was more so a dancer. Like I came to the party to dance, turn up, twerk. That was kind of like my memo. But I brought that up for a reason, because that was one of our encounters, but that wasn't our first encounter. So our first encounter, I believe it happened, I forgot who house we was at, but it was like a quick little encounter. So it was really like 4 main encounters before I got pregnant. And y'all know when I'm saying encounters, what I'm, you know, where I'm getting at. But the first encounter was in the car, in his car. It was like a quick little wound, but I can tell that's when the feelings start getting involved. I wasn't like emotionally attached. Like I never had that issue to be like emotionally attached with people. It was just like I was attached to the thrill. Like, you know, I got somebody pulling up in a car, coming to see me type shit, even though that was super inappropriate. But I'm just telling y'all the raw, authentic version of how I was feeling during this time and the reason why I was going. So the second encounter, this is where shit started getting like signs start coming at me in my life. Like if I was wiser back then, I could have paid attention to those signs and known like this wasn't, you know, this wasn't the right thing to do. So I forgot to mention too, he had a homeboy that got drafted to the NBA. He's not in the NBA no more. So that kind of also helps try to figure out who the person is. But he used to have a house downtown, I want to say right by King High School, and this house was kind of like a house for all that college group. Remember I told y'all about the college group that he had? This is where they all, it's kind of like a frat house, but it's not a fraternity. It's kind of like an organization house, but at the same time he doing what he doing overseas, traveling. This is just something where his people can be at, which, you know, that's some real nigga shit. But he thought that he was gonna take me here one of these nights. Let me tell y'all what happened. So he come pick me up from my house. And that's how it always went. He always came and picked me up. He'd text me. He'd be like, you know, when I want to see you, let's link or whatever. And he always came and picked me up, of course, because I wasn't driving during the time. So this in particular time, he decided to take me to this house, his friend house. So like I said, this is a chill house. So this is before everybody kind of mature with their lives. Like the people who was there at the house now, like I still follow the person who I'm about to talk about. I still follow him on Instagram. And low-key I look up to him, because if I ever wanted to do this shit the right way and live life, you know, the right way with somebody, I look at him and his wife and his kids, and that's kind of like my example. But go back to the story. So he pulls up to the house. I see the dude on the couch who I'm talking about. He know me from track and field. So mind you, during track, I was kind of known for hurdles. Around my district, it really wasn't a lot of hurdles. It probably was like 5 of us tops, and I was that top. I'd say I was top 1. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. I was the top hurdler all through high school. Not gonna cap. Yeah. But so he knew me. So he knew my age. He knew I was still in high school, and he knew I wasn't no senior. So that was kind of already like the hell no to him. So when he seen me walk in, all I hear him say something to him when I go up the stairs, because I walk past everybody, but you could tell everybody get quiet. So I go upstairs and I hear him ask him something. No, he told him to come back downstairs. Let me go back. Oh wait, I gotta go back. That was not the first time. So the second time we ever did something, we went to the house but wasn't nobody there. Okay, so I had to get that out the way because I didn't want it to make it seem like that was the first time, because when I walked in the house I already knew where to go. So that's why I knew where to go, because I already was there before and we did something, and this time everybody was here now. So this their first time seeing me here. They don't know this is not my first time here. So we go upstairs. I hear his friend call him back down. He say something to him. I'm guessing he asking him like, who, like, how old is she? Like, you know, what's her age? Soon as I don't know what he told him, but he was like, I heard him say loud as fuck, clear as day, oh hell no, we not doing that. Oh hell no, we not doing that. And still I want to say his name so bad, but I can't. And still to this day, like, we need more men like him in this fucking world. Like, if we have men that can call niggas out on their shit and tell them no means like no, nigga, this is not right. This is a little ass girl, you was a grown ass man. You, if anything, y'all not.
And not only men that can call out other men, but women can call out other women, and teenagers can call out their teenage homegirls that they know moving too fast. Like, it's not like a teenager responsibility, but if we had people like, oh girl, no, well, you know, like parents that are there instead of wanting to be friends with their children or elsewhere doing their own thing, while these kids getting picked up by grown ass people at the front door or in the driveway. Like, what? That's why when she said she was getting picked up at home, like he was coming to pick her up, I was like, what? Yeah, her mother had to be at work, working double shifts as a single mother, or either doing her own thing elsewhere, because picking you up at home? Am I missing the point here? Like, how?
Doing that on my watch. Not while I'm around this bitch. Hell no, we're not going for that. And you could tell like the shitty face on his look when he came back upstairs to tell me that. But I already heard ear hustling, because in the room I was in, it didn't have no TV. So like, I'm feeling away, but at the same time I'm not feeling away. And as I go back, you know, into the story, I'm realizing this was a kind of like I felt protected, like when he did it. Like, I wasn't scared, I wasn't, you know, he probably felt embarrassed, but I didn't feel embarrassed. I felt like maybe somebody was guiding me during that time, if that makes sense. So I just felt you know, a whiff of comfort. And when I left out, the car where I was silent, he took me home. We didn't do nothing that day, because you can tell that shit, whatever he said to him, that shit fucked with his ego. But at this point now, he got a decision to make. Do he still want to fuck with me morally, you know, based off his morals, or is he just like just gonna, you know, cut me off based off his morals? And he still fucked with me. Okay, so now we've reached the climax of the story, and I thought this was gonna be like a 3-part story, but it's probably just gonna be 2 parts. So now we have reached the unprotected stage of our little relationship, or whatever you want to call this. And at first we was using protection, but now we're not using protection because we're comfortable with each other, and it's kind of like a routine at this point. Like, I think I'd have been in his crib when, you know, when nobody there. I'd have been at all the houses, I'd have been in the car. Like, we kind of comfortable at this point. So we go under unprotected. My 11th grade year, basketball season come up. We in our regional basketball game, and I get hit in the head a certain kind of way, and I faint. So during this time, no, so mind you, this is not, let me go back. So before this, I ended up finding out I was pregnant right before our regional basketball game. I didn't tell nobody. I only told my coach. Didn't tell him I was pregnant, but I didn't say, you know, nothing. I just told him I was pregnant, because at this point, I would say that was the most important person other than the OBGYN clinic to tell at this time, because I was playing basketball, so I wanted him to like be very mindful and restrictful about how I'm feeling, and if I'm tired, you kind of know why type shit. But he still kind of like, you know, had restrictions for me, but that nigga ain't had no damn restrictions for real. Like, I was still doing the same workouts everybody else was doing, but I was very much early. So this in particular pregnancy, I actually had an ectopic pregnancy. So I think I already mentioned in the story, by the time I was 16, 17 years old, I was already on my second pregnancy. The first one that I'm talking about now was the ectopic pregnancy, which I found out after the basketball game. I got a surgery, they got it removed. I told him. He wasn't really like fucking with me. I think he cut me off. He did cut me off. I'm not sure what he said. I think maybe he denied it or something, but I wasn't like asking him to accept it. I was just basically letting him know what the fuck was going on, and if I needed it, to get an abortion, you was gonna have to, help me type shit. But I didn't need that because it was a different type. So now we're not talking, I'm gonna say it had to be like the rest of my 11th grade year, but now we're in the summertime going into my 12th grade year, and now these parties coming back up, we seeing each other more, we interacting again on social media, and now we back having these encounters. So when we started back having the encounters, you can tell there was kind of like a scar left on the last incident because we started back using protection, but that didn't last long. So we kind of started back because he started coaching girls basketball as well as track, and at this time I was playing girls basketball too. So he would kind of like say, hey, you want to work out with me? He would kind of like disguise his intentions. Like he would say, okay, we about to go work out, we about to do this, but in reality I know where I'm going when we leave the workout spot. Like, you coming to get me for a reason. Like, yeah, we're gonna work on basketball, but as soon as we done, I'm gonna be playing with some other balls type shit. So I kind of already knew what was the reason why, he was back talking to me, but you could tell he was trying to keep it more like as if he was just coaching me and it was an appropriate relationship, like if anybody would see it. Okay, and I really didn't want to mention this because it's kind of disgusting, but at the same time, it's a good way to bring awareness, because sometimes this might be a trait or a pattern that these type of men might have. And what I found that once he cut me off after I told him, he got back with his baby mama and he got her pregnant, because I want to say right before my 12th grade year, they posted the gender reveal. So y'all know the gender reveal, it's the early stage of the pregnancy. So he had just got her pregnant probably right after I told him about my pregnancy and him cutting me off. So I'm like, okay, I didn't feel away. Like, to be honest, like, I've never been the type of person that gets so angry to the point I want to destroy something. Like, I looked at it, I seen it, my feelings probably was hurt, but I'm young, so I got distracted so motherfucking fast I forgot about it.
That's why these grown ass men prey on younger girls, because they know, like, either her parents ain't around and she gonna do it, she already acting fast. Like, they prey on these young girls because they have no good intentions. They have no reason to, wife this girl up. They don't have to, I'll take that back. They don't have to wife her up. They don't have to commit. So they have no good intentions at all with these young girls, which is creepy, pathetic, and just, why? You wouldn't want nobody to do your daughter like that. You wouldn't want no grown ass man preying on your child. So why would you literally prey on a young girl? The excuse is, I didn't know her age. That's what they give, but technically they do. They just want to mess with this young child because no commitments at all. They don't have to wife her up. They don't have to move her in. They don't have to love on her. They're taking her innocence away because she's young, don't understand, and their excuses be, oh, she was doing it anyway. Oh, she was partying anyway. Oh, she, acted too grown for her age. How old you was acting, sir? How you wasn't acting your age at all. And this is why a lot of young women need their fathers. They need a male figure in their life to be like, no, this is not it. No. And my dad didn't play. He was on it. He was like, this is what men want. That's it. This is what they want. Men, little boys, this is what they want. That's it. Run from them, basically. That's what he really wanted to say, run from them. But he instilled in us to be careful, be aware, be alert. These grown men don't have to commit, and they go after young teenage girls like this.
Okay, so I did want to address this comment because a lot of people were saying this, and I wanted to make this clear because this is nothing against my parents, but sometimes life just happened. My father had been incarcerated since 2012, since I was 11 years old, 10 really. And my mom, she suffered from substance abuse. So during the time of the surgeries and the abortions, all she was, the ectopic pregnancy surgery, all she did was call and gave a verbal consent because she couldn't be there. Nobody showed up. Only person that I talked to after the surgery was my coach and my granddad and my uncle. That was it. I didn't really talk to nobody. I never talked about it until now. And in regards to the abortion, she did take me to get an abortion because I was 17. I was not able to get an abortion by myself. So she did take me to go get the abortion. But that was it. Me and my mom, we building our relationship, but they don't come into the story because they wasn't there. I didn't even live with my parents.
I knew it. He preyed upon this young lady because he knew that her parents weren't around. He knew her situation and preyed upon her age and the things that she was doing at this young age. Instead of her telling her something positive, motivating her, encouraging her, like trying to help her secure her future with track, he was preying upon her and messing with this young girl, not only getting her pregnant, but ignoring her after the fact that she's telling him, like, look, I'm pregnant. This is not okay. This man, I feel like, should be in jail right now. I don't care how long ago it happened. He should be in jail right now for this. And not only this, I feel like he definitely messed with other young girls in that school, in his school, at the track. Like, it's no telling. He probably till this day prey upon 15 and 16-year-old girls, or probably possibly younger. Yeah, like, I knew, y'all, that her parents were either suffering from a drug addiction, she wasn't living with them, all the above. Like, in this part right here proves that this is why he was doing the things that he was doing.
Okay, so a lot of people been asking for part 3. Jesus Christ, here it is. So part 3 of how I was in high school when I got pregnant by a coach. So I left the story off basically at me finding out that he had a baby on the way at the end of my 10th grade year. Mind you, this been going on since 10th to 12th grade, so now I'm about to go into my 12th grade year. So my 12th grade year is kind of a different ball game. Like, I'm a little bit more mature. I'm a little bit more smarter. I kind of know what I want and what I don't want. So our relationship is not as it was back in 11th grade. Meaning, what I mean by that is meaning by I was easier manipulated. I still was being manipulated in a way, but I take full accountability for a lot of shit I was doing because I had competence. And I know a lot of people be saying, like, ain't no little girl too fast for a predator. And I do understand that wholeheartedly because you knew how old I was. You knew what the fuck it was. And you still just decided to fuck with me. But at the same time, only reason why I'm saying this is because I know a lot of little girls go through the same thing I went through. And I want to spread awareness and make sure that they understand you're not different. Your situation not going to be different. If you doing shit at a young age, you're going to be exposed to shit at a young age that you might not be ready for. And I'm just here to tell you that everybody's story ain't pretty. My story wasn't pretty. Shit, it affected me a lot in my adult life. I'm 24 right now, but it affected me a lot. And I'm noticing little shit that this is the reason why I'm going back talking about it. I'm not going back for no clout. Simply none of that. I don't need none of that. I'm going back because there's other little girls out here who going through the same shit. And I need y'all to know that little thing in the back of your head telling you it ain't right. That's what's right. Don't stop listening to, that lust. Stop listening to that, that rush. Listen to what is in the back of your head telling you this shit not right, girl, go home. Okay, back to the story. So 12th grade year, I wasn't really fucking with him like that because, like I said, I wasn't really easy manipulated. So we really didn't have a relationship. So, but until track season started. So track season started, we started back talking. I'm really not sure how we started back talking. It's probably one of those Instagram moments again. And we started back having these little encounters. That's just what it was. So fast forward to the end of the story because I'm not gonna keep y'all long. Basically, I got pregnant again. I found out that the last day of my senior year, me and my best friend and this other girl, we went to Walmart and we were joking around. I was like, I might just go get a pregnancy test. I always had a irregular period. I don't know why. So it wasn't normal for me to not have a period type shit at a month. So me just saying it was just kind of like, I legit was joking. I really did not think I was pregnant during the time. So we at Walmart because we about to go have a water gun fight. So I end up taking a test in the bathroom because I end up going to get the test, going to self-checkout, going straight to the bathroom while they still shopping or in the checkout line. So my best friend coming there with me. She see the 2 lines. So the girl who we with, we end up driving to her house because we still about to go play with water guns. Just because we see 2 lines don't mean shit. So we still about to go play with water guns. And she comes out with a clear blue. You know the clear. So I get a clear blue pregnancy test from her. She have one. That's the one that basically just tell you digitally if you pregnant or it literally say not pregnant or not pregnant. So I end up, it said pregnant, clear as day. They could vouch for this because they remember it. So they know exactly what I'm talking about. So we end up still going to have a good time or whatnot. So now at the end of the school year, we get out a little bit early than the rest of the school. So we still have track meets coming up. So these last 4 to 3 track meets, I have to see him. Like, cause he's in our county, he's in our region. Well, the team he was coaching was in our county, our region, and then he was also in our class. So if we go to states, we see them there too. So now we at the county meet. It's crazy. This is the meet where I break the record. So the only reason why I say I broke the record is because I remember him saying something to me before the track meet really even started when we first got there, because I know I texted him and we was talking about it a little bit, but I can't remember the actual words he said to me. It might come to me in the middle of the story time, and if it don't, I apologize, but I can't remember exactly what it was. I know it wasn't nothing disrespectful, and I did want to point that out. Even though he has a lot of predatory traits and he is, you know, somebody that you might need to look, you know, if he around your daughter, just look at type shit, but he's not a disrespectful person. Like, he never blatantly disrespected me. He never abused me. This whole entire thing was my consent, but at the end of the day, it still wasn't right. It was still some manipulation. It was still some grooming involved, and it was still a grown-ass man shouldn't have had no business talking to a young-ass girl in high school. And no young-ass girl in high school should have even feel comfortable talking to no grown-ass man like that. So this is going both ways. So now I feel like I keep reiterating that, but I feel like every time I see somebody comment, they always say, "Oh, you was fast. Duh. What the fuck? I keep saying that. Like, what part of that y'all not realizing? But ain't no little girl too fast for a predatory ass nigga, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. So now we're going to our regional meet, y'all. So we got first from the county meet. Now we're going regional meet. If y'all not really familiar with track, regional meet is one of those meets where it qualifies you to be in the state. Now we at the regional meet. So at this regional meet, this is where I feel like my emotions got a little bit bigger than the situation, and it was disgusting to even try to like relive. It's probably why it took me so long to do part 3, because I didn't know how this was gonna make me sound, but now I don't give a fuck. So basically, at this track meet, he ended up making a bet with my coach. Mind you, my coaches really didn't know what the fuck. My coaches probably figured something, but they didn't really know. But as a coach, you really can't make those type of accusations without having no proof or without being 100% about it type shit. And on top of that, he's a man. So he ended up coming to on our side or where we at type shit and betting. So they made a big ass bet, basically said his sprinter was going to beat me. So listen, I know that sounds very typical for men to put out bets type shit, but y'all gotta understand how I'm thinking and my hormones going, because he said it while I'm around type shit. So, for one, I'm not gonna cap. I'm thinking that he's fucking with her too. The girl who he basically saying that he's gonna who gonna beat me and who he betting on type shit. And on top of that, you still not acknowledging me in our situation to the point to where like you just like moving like this shit is not existent, which is it's cool type shit, because that's how you're supposed to move when you don't want nobody to know shit. But I'm just telling y'all what was going through my head at the time. So now when I say the whole day is just competitive as fuck, it's like very, you can tell it's tension in certain places at this damn track meet. So now we get to the point to where this bet is up. Like this now it's time to actually see who won the bet. Of course, who won? Me. And it's not to bash girl, because I'm friends with her on some of social media. So if she do see this, it's not to bash you, but I did beat you, and they did put a bet. And so that was the end of that meet, but it wasn't the end of the situation because I'm still pregnant. So boom. Now we all qualify for regionals. Now the state meet is usually typically like 2 weeks after the regional meet. So then we graduate. Usually it's the same day. We go the same day we graduate. So we end up graduating, and then that next day was our state meet type shit. So as soon as we graduate, we hit the road, go right to Grand Rapids or wherever it was at. So he's at this meet too, y'all, mind you, because some of his players qualify for the states. So we having no contact for real from the time of the regional meet. I would even say the county meet. From that was really the last time we text. I think we was texting here and here sometimes, but it wasn't really like, we wasn't talking about the elephant in the room, guys. Like, I'm pregnant, so we wasn't talking about that. So we were just talking about other shit. So at the state meet, this meet was a little like gloomy. Like, it was raining real bad. It was really bad. So I had an event. Y'all, hurdles is the first event. So I had an event. My event got postponed. So we did prelims, and they postponed us for like 4 hours before we did finals. And we all had to go inside of a gym because it was thunderstorming and shit. So we come back out, and I start the race. So when I start the race, at the last fucking hurdle, I fall. And when I fell, mind you, I'm doing hurdles, so where I fall straight on my stomach. So instantly, I was concerned. Like, at the end of the day, the kid may have not been wanted, but during that time, you still have to make sure you're not miscarrying. You know, nothing is wrong. So immediately, I got up and went to the nurse. At this point, my coach did know I was pregnant during this time. I think he had just found out at that meet. Yep, he had just found out at the meet because I didn't tell him, because I was just pregnant my 11th grade year. So I don't want to tell my coach I'm pregnant again my senior year type shit. And then, yeah, so I had to tell him at this point, because the coach, she had to put everybody out the room for me to tell her this, because because I was bleeding. So she checked me. I was bleeding. She ended up calling my coach. They made it a big ass thing. They called him on the damn intercom, told him to come to the what's name. Everybody thinking something really was wrong the whole time. She telling him like, you need to take your person. So at this point, she called my coach to tell him basically like, hey, you have to take her to the hospital. Like, I see the bleeding. She's bleeding. She's telling me she's pregnant. I have to, basically take her word for it. It ain't like, who the fuck about to lie about being pregnant? I mean, people do that, but especially, track me. I really wanted to run my race, but I was bleeding, so I couldn't. So my coach literally left the whole track team to come take me to the hospital. That's why I say, like, that's a real ass nigga. That's a real man, because he didn't have to do that type shit. Like, he still was coaching in the hospital type shit. He was on the phone telling who to run what race, who to put what where. Like, that nigga just phenomenal. But so after the track meet, everybody ended up coming to the hospital. So at this point now, everybody know that I'm pregnant. We ended up hitting the road right after I left. The baby was okay at that time. I did end up terminating the baby with an abortion. Did he respond to me? Did he ask me, was I okay? Did he say anything to me? Yes, he did check in with me. He ended up told me, like, he was the one that reassured me and told me, like, if you would never fail, you would have won type shit. But at the same time, I didn't want to hear that from him, because I wanted him to talk about the baby type shit. But at the same time, like I said, he was trying to be a coach, but also still like check in type shit. After that, me and him never really talked for real. We did have each other on social media leading up until 2025, where I finally blocked him. And that was because he slid up on a picture of my little cousin while she was cheerleading and asked what was her at. Mind you, she cheer at a school. He know we didn't play them before, so that's a high school. This is a little ass girl, so why would you be asked for her at? I could see if it was somebody else, like, one of my homegirls, something, because I'm not like that shit. If you want to fuck with him, fuck with him. Oh well, me and him was in a relationship. Like, it is what it is. So I just said that to say, like, it was more so that you was trying to get the ad of my little cousin rather than one of my homegirls, and it was just like disgusting, because it's like, here we go again. Like, but yeah, so that was the reason why he got blocked. The reason why I came up with the story time is because certain little stuff was bothering me, not with him, but in my life, to where the points where I had to bring awareness. Like, I had issues with my little sisters, with my little cousins, to the point to where I needed to say this, because I don't want y'all thinking shit is okay just because y'all feel like I did it and I ended up okay out of the situation. No, it took me so long to get to where I am today. It took so many losses for me to get to where I am today. Granted, I am doing very well for myself. To be 24 years old, I'm doing very well for myself.
But at the same time, I don't want nobody to look at my story and think that's the way to go without knowing the truth. So that's why I had to come on here and tell the truth, because a lot of people, they thought that they knew the truth, but now that you do, that's the end of that story time of how I got pregnant by a coach in high school.
If you are watching this and you are a teenager, please listen to her story. Yes, she's holding herself accountable. Yes, it was wrong that this grown-ass man was preying on this young lady, trying to destroy everything in her fucking path, because that's what it would do. Now, she is very lucky that he wasn't the type of person that would take her out of this world because she's announcing that she's pregnant by him, and now he's afraid he's going to get caught, because some girls didn't make it out safely, you guys. Some girls announced that they were pregnant, teenage girls, and these grown-ass men took their lives. So yes, she's telling the truth. Your situation might not be like hers, but look, listen, it's not okay. I understand she didn't have her parents there, and he knew that. He knew that. He preyed upon this young lady and took advantage of the way she was already acting too. Put them both together, preyed upon her, and took her innocence. Literally took her innocence. And until this day, it affects her. Because look, she's talking about it at the age of 24 years old, and she was 15 and 16 years old, pregnant in the 11th grade and 12th grade. She could have been a phenomenal track runner, but yet she was talking to a coach that should have never been talking to this young lady. And not only that, it was disgusting as hell to talk to this young lady at his fucking grown age, but it was even more disgusting that he had a girlfriend that until this day probably don't even know that he is messing with young ass girls, and then turned around and got his girlfriend pregnant. Sir, you got a whole girlfriend at home. Why are you preying upon this 15-year-old girl? I don't believe by far that she was the only young lady. Until this day, I feel like he's still preying upon 15-year-old girls, 16-year-old girls. He probably still doing this. He ignored her, and yet he just knew that he can continue to mess with her, getting her pregnant a second time. Now, I'm glad she's building a relationship with her mother, because some teenage girls get grown and older and think about stuff and want to have no dealings with their parents. So yes, I'm glad she's trying to rebuild a relationship with her mother. This type of stuff is traumatizing, especially to a high school, middle school young lady or male, because let's not get it twisted. Young men are being preyed upon by grown women out here doing the same thing these grown men are doing to young ladies, and probably young boys also. So yes, this can be traumatizing. I'm glad she told her story. Maybe this story will help somebody else that is listening. You guys, she took accountability. She also recognized what she wanted once she got older and knew that this wasn't the route to go in, and she's sharing her story. Please take a heap of her story and run as far as you can from these predators. It's not okay. It's not okay at all. You guys, this is the exact reason why I do reaction videos, because of stories like this, and other stories can help somebody else that has experienced or is experiencing this type of stuff now. Not to judge, but to get these stories out there so somebody else can feel like that they are not alone, and it might help them go into a different direction. You guys, drop down in the comment section and tell me what you think about this story. Hype me up, y'all. Get me out into the algorithm. Like, get me out there so other people can hear stories like this and other stories on my channel that can possibly help them out. If you are returning, y'all, I really appreciate you guys, because I have been ghost, but I'm trying to get back to it. So y'all, like, comment, hype me up, subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed. Just join the family. You guys, I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.